So I'll say this. This has been my favorite episode of the season so far. I'll say that. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race. This is season 10, episode 10. Like I said, this was actually my favorite so far in this season. And the reason I say that, it's not about the elimination, it's not about the lip sync or anything like that. It is really about the atmosphere. A little less shade than what we are, what's usually going on. Because I think I'm finding when it comes to Drag Race, I'm not so much a fan of the shade stuff. I think I'm more a fan of the shade stuff when it comes to like my Love and Hip Hops and my Real Housewives and those shows. And when it comes to my competition shows, I don't really care for the shade element. So that's kind of, but that's just a personal thing. That's my own. That's my own little Jamesism. I want my shade over here. I don't want my shade over here where there are people who are actually chasing their dreams. I think that's where my problem comes. But this show is a good mix of the two. It just is the way it is because queens are shady. So that's that. But anyway, in this episode, I think Rue had the most fun that he's had in a long time, and it was entertaining to watch him having fun and catting with the girls. And we had a lot of footage in this episode of Rue in the workroom, and it's needed, just like at Project Runway. If you take Tim Gunn out of the workroom, the show loses its steam. And I'm just going to leave that right there. When you took Tim Gunn out of the workroom, on to the next. But okay. So this is this. Okay, so let's get to the little shade piece that was there. Aquaria is a hating ass. She really is. She is just a hater. She was hating on the fact that Rue did a Shantae You Both Stay, and she's all like, "Well, I just I was looking forward to being top 5, and then when he does this save, I didn't even like that in other seasons when he does these saves. And my whole thing is, I think if something ever happens to me and I'm in the bottom like that, then I probably won't have the luxury of having one of those types of saves. Girl, how did this whole thing turn into the Aquaria show? Because like nobody even gives a shit what you're talking about. Like they really don't. And that situation had nothing to do with you. And Rue is pretty hard when it comes to that. When there is a double save, trust me, it is warranted. It is earned. Rue don't just throw out double saves, and you know that if you've been watching. Now you claim you've been watching, bitch. So I know you know that. So she kind of got on my nerves. And then when she did the thing that I hate even more, after you've been a bitch and nobody agreed with you, and Asia actually had gotten in her ass about it, you turn around later on and you come back with them old empty apologies. I hate an old empty apology. I hate an apology to try to smooth it over and try to change the atmosphere in the room or change the narrative. I don't like that because it's an apology that you meant exactly what you said. You were bothered bad, and you need to get somewhere and sit your ass down. You absolutely do. On my nerves. On my nerves. She's old shady queen. I told you I don't like bitchy shady queens, and she's that. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so the first challenge was the mini challenge was for them to do basically a butching up and doing an ad for a new fragrance called Trade. And it was really funny. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And that was probably I would have a hard time with that challenge. I would have a hard time with that because this whole thing of dropping your voice lower and all of it, that's not mine. That's never been my shtick. In all these years. I mean, my look is my look, so that's fine. That's no problem. But this whole dropping your voice and acting like something that you're not my thing. Anyway, coming from a drag queen, right? Not my thing, but whatever. So that was funny. And I looked and I was like, child, look at these folks. And funny, I think we all probably sat and thought, oh, well, this is going to be a shoe in. This will actually be Cameron's challenge. Eureka killed it. She made it funny. She made it hillbilly and very, very redneck and very, very trailer park esque. And she killed it and she won. So then we go into the Maxi Challenge. Maxi Challenge was social media kings into queens, which was it was going to be very interesting. Um, it was fun. It was just fun, and I'm not usually the little makeover challenge. Usually, I'm like, oh god, but I don't know if it was because the social media kings and I do social media. That it was very interesting to me. I don't know. It was just big personalities getting together. It just worked. It just worked, and it was fun. It was fun, and everybody was looking for all this shade and all that, and it was the complete opposite. Anyway, so okay, so Rue brings the social media kids in, and Eureka got the chance to actually pair people up because she won the mini challenge. So of course, she went. Eureka knows how to play, and Eureka doesn't mind being a bitch. So she paired people with who she thought would screw them up. Some of it she got a little right, some of it she didn't. She paired Monet Exchange with Tyler Oakley, who, regardless of what it is, Monet Exchange is a carbon copy of Bob the Drag Queen. I don't give a damn what you throw at Monet. Monet is going to make it fun and she's going to make it funny. And when she renamed Tyler Oakley Show Change, I about fell out on the floor. I was like, Child Rue's going to love it. And he did. He did. And Cracker got Chester C. Um, and both of them are dry. They're both dry as hell. But Cracker did an amazing job at turning Chester C into a drag queen. And her name was Cookie, Miss Cookie. And Miss Cookie took the show, honey. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I said, oh, this is crazy. I said, now, girl, Miss Cracker, where you sat over there and beat her face to death for the people in the cheap seats in the back, honey, and looked up, honey, and baby, she was giving you bombshell bitch, honey. I said, and all this personality. I said, child, who is the contestant? Who is the contestant? Because Miss Cookie could have sent Miss Cracker on. I said, oh my gosh. So that was in. I actually used them for my thumbnail. Miss Cracker, you did her justice, baby. I said, girl, you hooked her up. I don't know if that helped you, but you hooked her up. Okay. Aquaria got Kingsley. And it was so funny because that was the bitchiest move of all. Because our girl, Eureka, doesn't care for Aquaria. Flat out. She don't like her. So she gave her Kingsley for more reasons than one. Kingsley's black and he's brown skinned. She said, yeah, bitch, go over there and fuck with that makeup and see what that if you can fuck with that miss, I'm the looks queen. Well, Eureka, that didn't work because she went on over there and painted the shit out of Miss Kingsley. She did. She hooked Kingsley up. Now, what she did, because she's a bitch, is she had Kingsley looking like the bargain barrel basement version of what she had on. But you couldn't get past that mug. She really did dress up well. And Kingsley's thin and she's tall and and all that. She hooked Kingsley up, but baby, her clothes was given, honey, city trends, honey. Whereas she looked like she had actually went to a little local designer and got her little things done. And Kingsley was giving city trends, honey. And then she didn't, she meant to do it. She kept calling, I'm the queen and she's the princess. I said, which means, honey, you done gave her the old downtrodden version of what you got on, and that's what y'all look like. And it didn't do well on the runway. But Kingsley looked nice. There were some things about Kingsley that actually did get addressed as far as like his shyness and his a lot of his shyness and a lot of his insecurity that I think that this is probably going to be something that helps him personally going forward. So I was happy to see that. That was cool. Um, Cameron got paired up with Anthony. Now, Anthony, I think in the beginning, Cameron was intimidated by Anthony because is straight, totally straight. Cameron is one of those queens that straight people are okay, but she kind of shies away from straight males. She's still harboring a lot of hurt from, you know, being picked on and different things like that. And as she gets older, she'll learn to let that stuff go. This was a good stepping stone because at first she was really, really closed off with Anthony. And then when Rue came through and Rue got the catting with the girls are carrying on, you could see how open to everything that Anthony was, which ended up allowing Cameron to see, oh, it's okay to actually open up with Anthony. And I think they actually have kind of made a little bit of a friendship. So that will actually help Cameron going forward. Because I have plenty of straight male friends. I understand where she's at. There was a time when I didn't do straight males. It's like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. There was only one thing that I could do with a straight male: cuss his ass out and beat the shit out of him if he gets wrong. That was, that was my whole thing with him. It was always a combative thing. Like, if you come over here with that bullshit, I'm going to tear your ass up. End of story. We're not going to sit here. I'm not going to try to figure you out. I don't need you to try to figure me out. Let's get to swinging. That was, that was my thing. And then I grew out of that. You know what I mean? And as those males who I went to school with, most of them have actually grown and matured themselves. And I have like great friendships with most of, like, literally like 98% of the guys that I actually went to school with that are in that like 4 year span, 2 years ahead of me, 2 years back. I have great friendships with these guys. No problems like that. We haven't had problems like since we were like young and in school. We are good. I actually have better relationships with a lot of them than I do with some of my own male cousins. So, and that's kind of how I kind of view the guys that I live around. Like, I've never actually messed around with any of the guys that I grew up around. They're like, I view them like they're cousins. Like we're all one big family from one community. So I don't fool with them like that, child. But have great friendships with them, and I think that's going to actually help her out as well to open up, because you definitely, for a good life, you're going to need to move past that. Everybody is not against you. Everybody's not against you. And when you're a kid, some of that shit you do actually have to let go. Some things were so bad that you can't let go. But a lot of that shit you got to let go because they weren't mature, just like you weren't mature. They were trying to figure it out just like you were trying to figure it out. That's a whole nother time, whole nother story. Yeah. Probably another idea for another book of mine too. But yeah, back off my soapbox, but bam it. Let's go. Let's move on. Okay, Raymond Braun was actually given to Asia, and they worked out cool. It was all right. He was a little stumbly, but yeah, it was cool. Eureka got Frankie Grande, which is Ariana Grande's brother, who is super duper gay, super duper already gender bending type of cunt girl. Anyway, and it was so funny because everybody thought, oh, girl, she just shot herself in the foot because their personalities are going to clash because they both want to be the spotlight, but it worked. It worked. I thought they were fantastic. I really did. I thought they were fantastic. They were, and for this challenge, it's always the thing of we need to see like a family resemblance. For me, I thought they were the best ones. They were the best ones. And it was funny because when we did Untucked, they talked about the dresses they had on and they were tacky and all this. I was like, what is this? What is that thing? Like, drag is drag. You could go back in the past for drag, it's most of what we do is going back in the past. So I just didn't get that. I was like, and coming from Asia, I really was like, girl, you come from the pageant world. The pageant world is nothing but a trip into the past. So I just I didn't understand that, but whatever. I thought they looked great. I love what they did. And if I had to choose a winner, I would have chosen Frankie and Eureka. But who am I, honey? Anyway, so at any rate, like I said, Rue really enjoyed her walkthrough. She was having a great time. When we finally got to the main stage and that damn RuPaul, she gets up there. Let me just say this. Generally, when I go on my lives, when I do a live YouTube video over these past weeks, you guys have been asking me, who do I think is going to win? And I've been telling you, I have no idea because it just changes every week with this season. It's just all over the place. I'm going to tell you right now, there's already a winner. There's been a winner for season 10. Are you paying attention? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Pay attention. I'm getting ready to tell you who the actual winner of season 10 is. No matter what happens from here going forward, there's already been a winner. She actually won in the first episode. Baby, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 10, our newest favorite drag superstar, is Vanjie, honey. Miss Vanjie is the winner. No matter what happens going forward, Miss Vanjie has won and dominated season 10. And the bitch is so fierce that she's not even there. She's not even there. That bitch has literally won this competition from home. She showed up one episode and she has dominated this whole season. Miss Vanjie has been brought up 2 or 3 times in every goddamn episode. So from here on, that's what I'm going to say. No matter what goes on from here forward, the winner of season 10 has been Vanjie Mateo, as far as I'm concerned. So that's that. Love her. But Rue was standing out there, and Michelle Sauce was like, "Don't you do it, bitch." You know, right when she gets ready to do her little thing, and she says, you know, it made the best woman win. Before she did it, that bitch went to walking backwards. She said, "Don't you do it." She said, "Miss Vanjie, Miss Vanjie." I said, "Lord have mercy." That shit is so funny. And Rue gets so tickled. Him being tickled by it is even funnier than it was when Vanjie did it. Hilarious. So that's it. For me, that is the winner of season 10. But let's go on with this mess. So they go ahead, they get the girls out, they do all their little stuff. And then they had to do like a selfie video for Rue's song Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve, and Talent, which I love that little song. And it was cute. That was cute. When they spliced it all together, that was cute. I said, I hope they post that somewhere on YouTube because it was really cool. I liked it. Then I laughed when Rue was like, you know what? When they all came out and they did their stuff, she says, "Congratulations. You're all a bunch of whores." I just fell out. I said, "Oh my God." But we had Miles and Lizzo were the guest judges, and they were actually really good guest judges, the both of them. Young and fresh, and both really good looking, and they were really up on it. You could tell they were actually like super fans of the show. So I really enjoyed them too, as well. They brought something really good. This episode was really lively. It kind of brought me back to all the things that I really liked about the show. So it was a good one for me. Anyway, Miss Cracker won. She finally won her first challenge. So I was happy for her because she's really wanting to win a challenge, but I didn't agree. I really thought this one should have gone to Eureka. But anyway, so the bottom 2 was Cameron and Monet, and they had to actually do the song Good as Hell by Lizzo. And I love Monet, but girl, as far as lip sync goes, Cameron got you, bitch. She got you. She did. She got you. Now, the thing is, it just kind of worked for what she was doing. She got you. Against somebody else that we hadn't seen, it may have not worked. because Cameron, you know, her performance is kind of the same performance, just to a different song, but her type of performance worked for this type of song, which is a groovy little song. That's the first time I ever heard it, but it's a groovy little song. So anyway, Monet actually got eliminated and got sent home, and they were still messing with her about her chickpea wigs, honey. I said, girl, poor thing. But anyway, so they don't like her little short wigs. They love her in big hair, and that's what they kept telling us. Said, "Girl, we love you in big." And I was laughing because I could see that she got a little offended bad, but I'm like, "Girl, listen, remember." And then again, she's not that kind of queen, but Monet, it's a pageant, girl. And then pageants, you just do what they tell you to do, child. And then once you win, bitch, then you do whatever you want. But you just gotta play the game their way. This is pageants, which is bullshit. It is what it is, honey. It's a fun world, but it's a lot of politics and a lot of bullshit. But anyway, that was it for episode 10. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you guys thought, and tell me what you think about my choice for the winner of season 10. Miss Vanjie. All right, guys. Later.